MP for Banda constituency. Honorable Akwabe Kosi saying Sunni.
Major Sumina.
Upon me, dear.
Now, minimum 5 bounty on here.
Inti and Major Speaker, Honorable Watermenka.
I'm a Tunkapa.
Aha, Speaker, Casanona, O Chamber Hall.
Oh, and Speaker, Casanona, any Council of State for Aquacosia at minority leadership.
Oh, okay.
But me buy and me beside no kind of Maboma and there.
Inti, your boy, man, out in some kind, I was saying.
Oh, I was not surprised because a man is and Kebemi Wanga. Na answer na no obi ma memfa wa fidi so na mencha etiefo mutie Asempa FM ecosystem. Baby I could read there. Emse mona mobet nya ya no. Because obi baby o mind na kwa kudru no. Ye corruption no amana ye very attractive. Na ekoba ni sa emwa ye kabi ma menka bia mamwo no. Eno ne nam so a ene Nra emotion the oshe kwa first deputy speaker fire ya obotugu ye na ye minority phone ye ni abrepa but esan se na mpanyimfo ni ya akasa se maye nkubiom no ye bufu ye de but obi antu blow ye kachiro obi ase obi anka na kumanto ni yem ye dimra kwanso ebeye ne wo se ye so I was not surprised at the anger of the speaker today and I think it was in the right direction.
But from your understanding of what the speaker said, is it to understanding say the speaker doesn't want the first deputy to have a contrary opinion or view on any issue?
Oh, Obi, you see, baby, I don't know say ntoka isi parliament na emotion ayariga move ye. Dominic Anyini second year and speaker first deputy speaker say or the ruling eba and I can say oh once you be a moving motion I'm will be a second the house must decide on it. Okay.
Yes, I remember.
On this particular one, motion the man speaker bufu and say admissibility of motion the president of the right honorable speaker. And a speaker no admitting motion for over 1 month. Motion no our business committee chaired by the majority leader and chairman of the business committee. And a audible floor. And I have presented business statement. And a house in Nigeria to the motion no ye no. And I says and run a be moving motion no. And a speaker niti akunyam. And I am moving motion, and also I moving motion into me call second the first deputy speaker, Betwaso. Oh, by Ozio motion, Nanka and second speaker admitting motion into what work. Yeah, and the man speaker Bufu and the Western speaker used to and say, why should the first deputy speaker have the penchant of rejecting and undermining his decisions, and we never need decline.
Yeah, but Honorable Obakaya, first deputy speaker, so Emma reasons why, and our parliament, maybe you are aware, and I think according to the deputy majority leader, he has made a point and confirmed, say indeed, Auditor General report for 2020, Ashe. COVID expenses ni nyinamu and the report about parliament.
Obi enko. You see ye Ghana for.
Aden.
Ahuchira about Ghana nyina ye nokra yenka. Obi sa all the MPs on the majority side. Bisa omo from the backbencher to the leader, including the deputy majority leader. Say COVID sika 33 billion Ghana cedis they can't explain. Ama obi nyasa ya sorry ya na eko move motion no. Se usha COVID no buy. Ama president Bekatre say ye be fa parliamentary approval processes mo and sana ya approve sika say almost spend no ebeche. Anti Fiscal Responsibility Act control government spending and expenditure no yen suspendi so kai say you suspend here
yes
the NPR you support to suspension is say na ye nim say you suspending na or spend this can we are on be ma ye kwan amana ye nhwehwemu Obi, that was our reason for supporting the suspension of the fiscal responsibility law.
Why am I in parliament?
Exactly.
But is it the case, Moon trusted what the Auditor General will do?
Obi, sika ba kwa. Only say COVID sika no mama asiye ba kwa spend you. Inti, unzo mutiche ye bikwa, but ndiye ma. Yeah, bufu ya ye di motion no na motions ne yemi no. But first motion na ye the Sputnik V motion no. And a second one a general COVID expenditure. In some years and a move minority for my family motion no. Star Sputnik V there no. Any emra also ye support ye bibia ye friend COVID trust fund.
Yes.
Actually, no mobile said there is donor fatigue. People are no more contributing to the fund. And you can say, baby, you could read, and you investigate the Sputnik V. Obi, yes, for me by partisan committee, no, a one minister for health, refunded $2.8 million. So, okay. And you can say, now the parliament, a 30 small committee way. Now, a minister for health no has refunded $2.8 million. Now, just a question, 33 billion Ghana cedis no. So you constitute another committee there will be more refunds.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away the fact, and I think because Honorable Joe Wise basing the decision no, on something, what he based his decision on, NSA, the Auditor General, which is a creation of law, given a mandate to audit government expenses in the various MDAs, no, aye juma in auditing the expenses of COVID-19. Is it something you are aware of? And as someone you are aware, say BBC
Obi.
Honorable.
Yeah, Sputnik V committee, no, not Auditor General, no.
So Sputnik V was on a procurement. Now more procurement of.
Who tells you the investigation? No, one who terms and references of the committee.
Which committee?
This committee by partisan committee now. Yeah, but it's one who you more.
Na sa munti inti musi na ye TOR.
Exactly. Inti niye can say uma ya kwanya ye for me first committee ye mano terms of reference okoye ya nyawe. Inti ma ya kwanya na ye committee na ye hwe we mu obi ni bone ni say.
But why don't you rather say the public?
Let me guide you. If you don't know, let me guide you. Mm-hmm. Once budget, you know.
Yes.
Minister of Foreign Affairs. About out to say 55 million be one budget and one say a COVID expenditure on mean transfer because Minister for Finance and Money Capre. In the Yanko Bisa Minister for Finance. Ye Bisa Minister for Finance and sana all church explanations about local government health committee. Health committee is to question Omubisa Omo Minister for Health. Or no so can say COVID expenditures or no 100 million pen on ya. The aka Yanko Bisa Minister for Finance. Local government committee or no finance ministry by say Omuman 185 million Ghana cedis. Local government committee one yes cano finance is what the man. Ye born and see and you suspended budget here no. Omunko ya you mumra. Omuko ba no mobile no musu omuche is cano ma regional coordinating council. Obi. Ye question regional coordinating council. Who chief director from whole regional coordinating council. Omu chief director. Onuba out no can say debi. Onu dia omu amanu kapre. So every is in be. So Obi, if this is what is happening in the country, now we am the Jania Constitution Article 103. Amount to me say Ubet Mia Safety Committee amoma rewemo. Wa kaobede. Inti to swam say Obi, me we MP. 275 MPs. Ye the taxpayers speaker and a tianka. Say yembeye nyuma miensa, 1 representation, 2 legislation, and 3 oversight or inquiry. Na ye ba be inquiry no si uma yenye sika no unim be bia sika na fa uso a usi uyujem. So where are we going?
Okay, and for these reasons, in Tufi say was a parliament, as set by partisan committee na omushishem. The other angle,
yeah. You see, when say sika na asa, you see ye ilebi yo. Ana the na minority for air can say. Kwaya abano di omane sika no air fast no ye bunwe nti epese yuhim. So if that is what is happening now, say uma ye ntwetwem your auditor general be obi domolebo owe enye covid expenditures we yana ye di command say o yuhim any financial clearance, financial sector cleaning Asempa FM and Asempa ya yesi ukwa retirement or enso ye osoko ena domelebuko nti unanka ye ya auditor general city ya covid expenditure obetumi akom obi put one aside unim crow auditing firm
Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim I think again I know
crow for ba ya omube audit mama appointees no na parliament ni ho na auditor general ni ho yanyai auditor general anko fa auditors for process omumba na omumba audit cocoa rows and all those things. So Obi, what has changed?
No, my
NDC for the you bet me akofa auditors for mumba audit omu NDC for the yanyai magana auditor general. Parliament to member.
The other thing is because you raised the name Domelovono, I am thinking, sir, aren't we personalizing our state without Domelevo? No other, the audit service as a body cannot audit without one man. Is that your argument?
Morally, many presidents here, when that time came, I would have availed myself. The Obey Yanako. Period. Instead of instead of doing so, Mama be wa Babu see one mama nyina ho kwan na nya ne nyina ne pataye
na se
ne ye kan say ukofa ujai Domelebo auditor general ujai no wo ha e na ukofa auditing firm fufro ubepia omu $1 million okay so yes, so if that thing was done to audit Mahama administration and all those things, what has changed?
Yeah, but the question will be, sir, the current Auditor General and in the team, one year Juma release through irregularities near the or minor lose to 12 billion Ghana cedis. It's something people have run with. No, the Americans in principle, the principle is it doesn't have to be one person and send an audit service. It's
I'm not personalizing it, but the point is, Ms. Castro said, Public Accounts Committee Jumana Omoyeno. Omomutio report all the bedroom.
Absolutely.
But for COVID, there is nothing like expenditure on COVID-related expenditures or audit in COVID-related expenditures. Yen can say Ministry of Finance 33 billion no one and man be.
Okay, on COVID-related expenses, no. You mean, sir, you are not aware, sir, or the sergeant you are not aware of that?
Sir, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee,
yes,
Honorable James Kluge Aveji, sorry out. There is nothing like COVID-related auditing in COVID-related expenditure.
Okay.
Or no chairman of the committee. In this, it is going into the bottomless pit. Nothing will come out of it. Now, Obi. COVID did by World Bank my $1 billion. Uma the 1 day NMA approval and a certificate of agency. I said, yeah, we did that one for you. And you know, said there will be nothing like auditing in COVID expenditures. BB Science. And the ministers themselves are bleeding within. Though they know that nothing was given to them, but monies are written in their various ministries say we COVID expenditure, we COVID expenditure. So if ministers of state, including Minister for Finance, including Minister for Health, including local government, including regional coordinating directors, are not aware of what the monies were used for, can we say we sit here and there should be no investigation in that area?
But Auditor General in here, based on what now Joe White is making a decision. No?
And that was our worry. And none of speaker who said COVID the mother. I said na COVID aba. On my no, ya boka 33 billion. Ya sika 33 billion. Inti e wasa yehwem e mustain and e use no COVID no so. That report the obi we a journalist so tuma all the journalists in this country by June this year obi anko ye ne hwehwemu baby obehu audit service audit report on COVID expenditure no on Pametuja including the wife.
Yeah, because it will be interesting. Say, BBA saying the one who are basing the decision on that there. That would be really interesting.
There's nothing like that, and there will be nothing like that. And that's a no. I had that now. Obi, Afenyo-Markin bar out say 2024 campaign. If I say you need to go about 9 months, na yen chain Auditor General be Obi. Aban bonipe na abana ye wo mu a ye begu na nimase. 33 billion. Into officers aban timi ba investigation equal so. Na aban say minya $1 billion ewo World Bank. Misanya $1 billion ewo World Bank. Minya $430 million IMF. Minya 65 million European Union. Minya 60 million ewo Korea government. Minya we na said ye me use ye obi nka wo mbon sema. Kenya campaign kese na aban no de be ye. Ese watimi a church Ghana for no di COVID sika ne ye. Na campaign papa be na chen we.
Na on the omudi sika ne ye no MPs ni obi am file urgent question my finance minister ma me provide this information.
Question, you have only 3 supplementary questions. And you just on paper. Obi, you see Oman we mono, sa 33 billion we no, enya ko echirema betua o. Inti wo se omuhon ye dis sika no ye. Say investigation nanka inquiry nanka report be o. Inti that chumbo mozo ye mpanyin fo no ko gi 33 billion in the name of COVID. Omudi ye we. Inti obi COVID di ba senya Legon Hospital, enya Rich Hospital. Bank of Ghana Hospital, anywhere regional hospitals are Mama Sisia, Kahifa Nebeko. Chemi 33 billion no, a money NADC even polyclinic.
Now, Parliament
can tell us, and this is what we want to know. Okay, Sikano, our budgeting. Budget is a book, a mouth details. In Tuba, now can say, oh, yeah, the 1 billion SND on COVID. In the OBNO budget reporting, in the investigation, no.
No, but the Mebusa and say, in the pursuant to ABR urgent question B will be filed, you know. Finance Minister Abaha also to provide something, but now because any detailed.
Obi, you can use urgent question to get these figures. That's what make be. And now questions were answer after the BN
probe, no, yeah.
And yeah, inquiry now. Civil society takes part. Obi wouldn't be before Mobiano. Report for the brain.
Yeah.
Inti Obi Becca said, almost my way or high no cray. Almost my way or high no cray. So you'll be able to get to the bottom of the case. Now, so my yeah, because yeah, when in the Guasia, that's the second one you soon hear.
It is Sisiano Mobile Day. Would you challenge the Joe Wise decision?
Now, leadership on your Council of State for a meeting. But clearly, Obi, the international community will not be happy. Only say, a bank way by now, where bank for IMF for no Mupona Baso. Why have they become hostile against him now? Because they are seeing a lot of mismanagement and misappropriation in so many places. And they are not happy the way we are spending the money. So, what only say, Sikana yedi 1 day, approval no parliament yano. Special drawing right no, na up to 1 year. Omuman say he could withdraw up to $1 billion within 1 year. Okay. But we use 1 day. Oh, you ka kraka, ubetumi ayi ka kraka for 1 year. Oh, you in 1 day. The following year, the same thing, into $2 billion. That IMF Sika Mudibre Mama. Unim send $930 million. Unim send Mudimano $300 million every year. Okay. So that is how it should happen. But Unu Yasio, Upa Obetmia in 1 year, Upa Obetmia in 1 day. You use 1 day to take it, but put that one aside. Obi near time is say NGOs. Anya Ghana Netia Omuka, Ghana Integrity Initiative. Any send Ghana. Omwa releasing report very damning about COVID expenditures. Obi, na say ye wamra se begefi, ye what to me say, ye betnya ye inquiries, ye yankoye. Na NGOs wa enya buying Netia Omuka, nya taxpayer Netia Omuka. Omuna say so mu ye adwuma enke was a parliament no.
Okay.
And Obi, let's be very serious about this. If this parliament, the parliament, because a bayer nejuma pa Obi, Ghana Obi amre, because the Udi sikama mi ame minimum man you see me ya Obi tiachimi.
Yeah.
Parliament is watching. Obi abeka the parliament is watching. Obi abeka the way e watch. Into Obi abe look sharp. Uncle Banisane said you can spend and use some can cross ways to be a ruling. Anyway, it's over to us. But Crown has no expiring date.
No, but relative to the first deputy speaker decision, no, more challenging.
And no, we are here to meet. Your Nayan say, or no speaker Crampo, Ekika, and now Rana man for Kra Sati, Echabos speaker. They say, na ye katasuma masuka into biampe accountability. Into that speaker aba out ne unse speaker there or no transparency. Ne say on onim anamwa the wife 2 years no. So clearly as leadership will meet on it by Friday.
Very well. Now on the COVID-19 approvals are modema are buying, of course, most of them under certificate of agency, was there any part of memos or modeba accompanying the request? I can't so this can be Kosi Hospital.
And no me say Uji sikanu ya ubetio COVID related expenditures. Now COVID related no the line items obi and even if it is the case the hospital nanka yesi krana thank I be investigate how much went to the hospital. Hospital back on.
Okay, Oman Kaso Mudi Kosi Hospital. That's the point I'm making. And I said, Oman Kaso Mudi Kosi Hospital. Why do you expect them to build hospitals from that?
Minka say Oman si Omusi Hospital. Mika and say we spent the 33 billion not on any tangible thing, and that is why we need to investigate it because that thing. BBN wa do nsabe send the COVID 33 billion yen. So we need to know. So we need to know what we use it for.
But are you saying
parliament
I don't know. But
you don't know. The biggest platform in the afternoon, Ghana will be Una church the Ghana for the here's the case of Ukra.
Okay.
Inti minority for Jumana no yenemu na ye ebua Ghana mai. But if they say they will not let us do it, over to them.
No, but is there suspicion say are they more approved or first can inquire no man fan yes are there no?
Me see my child 3 suspicious ways. My child foreign affairs 65 million Ghana cedis or what they say or no buy or senior on spending.
Or spending. Very well. Very well.
Health committee for eco health so or say only the 100 million.
Semper FM.
Coordinating directors, 16 coordinating directors. We have local government. You from Accra. Omo by whole regional coordinating director. or by us will be a man capre. So these are the suspicious. Normal raising your suspicion. Then we need to have a holistic inquiry.
Inquiry into the expenses.
That's all.
I get you. Honorable, Mame Nase, Bibiania, if you had a Basatemonka. That's the Deputy Minority Chief within the Ahmed Ibrahim or MP or Banda constituency in the Bono region. Good afternoon, Obi. I completely disagree with the speaker. His actions are rather portraying some kind of leadership lapses in the 8th Parliament. I sometimes find it difficult, but I have to conclude that he's also doing politics with some of his actions. His anger should rather be channeled to change his style of leadership and his actions. Godi Ewotema. Godi Ewotema. Good afternoon, Obi. Please tell the Education Minister to post us the NAPCO trainees. Ask Dr. Educhum for us. When will he post qualified NAPCO trainees? Thank you. Now, more trainees, more messages. Obi, this country has a long way to go because it seems if someone is in opposition, the mindset is just to oppose or just to investigate, even if there is no reasonable ground. We, the voters, feel insulted by this action of the minority. Gastiman in Brekum. Minority, air calling for investigation into a, say
on Asempa FM.
Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, a deputy majority leader in Ghana's parliament. Honorable Akwabe Kosi saying Sunny.
Yes, sir. Obeying Obi.
Na upon we are.
Now, go for as a non pastor.
Nyamena dum bibi aboko. Now, Pacho, and the Speaker of Parliament, Rekasa or Parliament, na ewo hwa.
Well, I'm not office.
Na
okay.
Oh, it's more okay. In the 8th, as he was speaking, what was running through your head? Not till then.
You see, as you can, in our chamber when you know, they are politicians, and we are our party, including the speaker. When you there, and this for when you are Washington, and I want to sponsor one party member to be the speaker. Of course, the same reason to sponsor a young candidate. So nobody should overlook the fact that in PNP, we are the party interest our floor. Ended up on there. At least before what already should be the one inquiry into COVID expense. And I hear MP before you want there or politics and warrior. Since December 7th, I watch my baby and this is for the way to go no. One next agenda in 2024. Into no one big war you be no. It is aimed at 2024 and how they would get advantage. And I'm sure between 2017 and 2020, MPP, a majority into no PR, and this is 4 years. You be in your good into no Sonsado on your sketch and blouse, and as all Kodo. And they know into what you know well, they should hit hard in Parliament. And if we overlook it, it would benefit them. In terms of that, I am raising preliminary objection as to the propriety of the motion. Because a member of Parliament, it was a PV. Yambu Kuno, Yazi, Duma, friend, standing order for you. Among two, the Indeed, the Aban Nisika Assembly, not a pedestrian Shuma. As a crowd to my never file a question. na aban ababaye clarification through an answer. But when I some under work no, it's more do politics na was it. Osande COVID no budget are approved and aban various sectors are where expenditure no. All these expenditures are part of the annual report, the financial statement of the various ministries. Because Afibiara no ministry, agency biara or company report. Afibiara no Auditor General, audit. So there is no way a bank to one spend the car, an agency to spend the car onto my account for. There is no way in this country, especially with the gift me system now. There is no way the Obibo to Minister football a benefit. No, I can win. It is another calendar there. As a matter of procedure, yes, Parliament will need functions as prescribed by the Constitution. At the same time, I know Constitution of Summa, Auditor General, to the offer is to maybe. If you have some years, in print, no query the Moshe then can Auditor General no report. In any event, Auditor General no report for 2020 now. It's been late. It has to go through Public Accounts Committee. After 1 year, then if the Public Account Committee thinks the BPR or woman or the way escalator, then at that point, we can look at it together as a house. And I think it was that preliminary objection, and speaker or approving. Now, as to certain aspects of the decision taken by the First Deputy Speaker, of which the Speaker himself was not happy about. Frankly, I will want to get the full transcript because in Parliament, we use our official report as a basis to make arguments. So I don't want to go responding to it, and at the end of the day, if it cannot be found in the hands that Afenyo-Markin Okadam, it is not in the record. But I will take advantage of this opportunity to say one thing. Ended the procedurally, I, using court practice, felt today I should arrest the motion before it is moved. Because if you for court, you can raise preliminary or legal objection at any stage. Mm-hmm. And when you have a preliminary legal objection, you are heard first. And when it is determined, the matter becomes moot straight away. So I thought that I should raise the preliminary objection, and the Speaker said that no, I should let the applicant, in this case, Honorable Atuposto, or move motion, or yeah, I should then come in with my objection before it is seconded. Because to him as a Speaker, once it is seconded, then it will be too late for me, and it has to be debated. Unfortunately, Speaker Manu, almost everybody disagree with me from the minority side. No matter how hard I try to explain, that look, the Speaker's position was that mention after motion we move, but before it is seconded, why am I arguing? Then I think Secretary Deputy Speaker decided to say, okay, and also my opinion there, it has to be seconded. I wasn't happy, but as a Democrat, I had to accept it. So that is how we went. And the First Deputy Speaker, in his ruling, made it clear that one other leg of my argument, which was Order 191. Order 191, or trade Assembly by Parliament. Now you have committees that you want to be able to obey a mushishima. No, they set up article committee and a special committee.
But to him, as some NDP work, there were committees. In fact, they were not even limited in the matter to one particular committee, the ABR Health Committee, but they were talking about various approvals on COVID-related expenditure across board. Then, Mr. Speaker, the various committees could take them up. After all, we approved the 2022 budgets. Anytime thereby a new budget, the previous budget expenditure revenues, the agency will come and brief the committee. So, instead of the margin area, the margin area, then we compare. On the record, there is no such evidence to be there. And this simply raises issue about some expenditure in the past. So we saw that it was purely partisan business, bad faith, and they just wanted to use another opportunity to run down government. And Mr. Speaker saw through it. And that's it.
No, but Honorable, with that mindset, no on your problematic there, this call no yeah in bad faith. Because if an independent constitutional body like the Auditor General or you want a Juma, it doesn't proscribe Parliament from also doing what the Constitution mandates Parliament to do, and that's a Ejimpori ne auditor. Not say Parliament sorry one prober. The two cannot be mutually exclusive. Inti why there Parliament awama approval for a ban to assess all those monies, no? So anybody will try to stop them because the Auditor General is investigating same. How about Intia?
Due process and prudence go hand in hand. If you don't do that, you hit a dead end. To me, all that we did was not in any way to stop the NDP from genuinely, if any, going into government expenditure. But we were taking a step to stop them from creating chaos. If we are not careful, then we'll say that when there's a criminal offense time somewhere where police is investigating, we'll come and say, Parliament, we have oversight. Let's go and do it. Judiciary, we have oversight. There's a judgment of the court. We'll summon the judge as part of the oversight and say, let us hear you. We'll go to the Chief Justice. That is not how the Constitution expects us to work. You see, we do checks and balances, and our powers overlap, all for the good of the country. So what we are saying is that the kind of inquiry you are asking, if you follow the debate, you see, don't let us only limit ourselves to the motion paper. The motion paper and the supporting argument to make a case. Atu Forson said there were irregularities in the expenditure. Government could not account for certain figures. When the minority chief whip also got onto his feet, he told the same line of argument to say that when government came back to Parliament, there were certain amounts that were approved for item A, B, C, D, and all that. And that per the report, they did not really get those things right. My point is there an appropriate body clothed with the jurisdiction, the mandate, the power, the resources to adequately go into government expenditure? Yes. If so, we should allow them to do their work, bring their report. In any event, their report will come to us. Don't we hold public hearings at PAC, Public Account Committee. So it is even an opportunity for MPs to interrogate such expenditure after the Auditor General has done his work. But to jump the gun and say that, oh, we should set up a bipartisan committee headed by the minority to go into something that a constitutional body has already done, has already worked on, we'll be duplicating function. And once we do that, we are creating chaos. And that is the position we took.
But the other leg would be almost all the approvals are Parliament on May for government to engage in this expenditure, COVID-related expenditure, no, were given under a certificate of urgency. Into some of the critical scrutiny and maybe no danka waye no when to me wanye. Will it be
so
out
there's
of
an
place?
Opportunity? You see, the door is never shut. That is why any honorable member can file a question specifically on an expenditure. That you can file a question inviting the local government minister that X amount was approved for you to buy PPEs to be distributed to the various DCs. Can you bring it proof of the procurement, the distribution, how it was done? Can you attach the receipt and all that? That is one opportunity if you are in doubt. Two, we are saying there already the 2020 account of Government of Ghana has already been audited. The 2020 account of the various agencies and ministries have already been audited. We are in 2022, February. So why don't we peruse them? Because it is a report that the Public Account Committee is going to interrogate anyway. Various agency heads and ministers will have the opportunity to face the camera to answer questions. It is only after that that the minority still has something to ask that can be escalated on the House floor. That look, we need a special committee. Now, let me ask you, Obi, and perhaps as they are listening, they themselves to ask themselves. You see, you don't go into deep ocean fishing. Have they raised a specific issue on any specific expenditure? No. Atuforton asked for the tape of yesterday. Play it to the whole country. Whether they made any specific allegation? No. Look at the text of the motion. And let's distinguish this text from the Sputnik. And with the Sputnik motion, they were specific that the House should investigate, conduct inquiry into the Sputnik V vaccine aban aquako procure and aquako. So it was specific. This was not a matter that was already before a committee. This had nothing to do with the Auditor General. So readily, we all did the work. We did it publicly. The cameras were watching. We came out with our report by consensus. They agreed that there was no corruption. The minister, had not done anything irregular in terms of the procurement, save that he took the decision before writing to the AG. And when the AG responded and said that in terms of the Maktoum one, he had to come to Parliament, he indicated that a memo was being brought to Parliament. We said, no, in future, engage the committee more. Two, we also noted that even at that material point, our Maktoum had breached the terms of the contract. So we asked him, They promised to supply certain number of doses. They have failed. What is your next line of action? He said he's already written to them. Do you have evidence? He brought evidence. What is the response from Ahmad too? He brought it. Are they going to fund it? The focus of the committee was to save the public purse. Make sure that we do not lose money. Through that engagement, he said, Maktoum had even requested for our accounts. And we got the script, which was the refund of the unsupplied doses. So all of these were in our report. They agreed that indeed the minister has acted in good faith and the matter ends. Only to hear the following day that they were filing a motion of censure. And that is why I keep saying that we have a minority that is only looking at the next election. So if you are not careful, they create a certain impression about government. And in today's social media, people are likely to carry these views. And therefore, we are alert to explain issues to Ghanaians. Look at the e-levy, for instance. Let me tell you, Obi, NDC for wire propaganda power. Between 2013 and 2013 and 2016, they imposed various taxes and levies. When MPP came into office, everything we said in opposition that the taxes were too much. In a year back, you pay the taxes we did. In fact, only for the record, this levy is the first major government taxation policy or internal revenue measure when it take. So if you look at all the taxes that we abolished, all the levies that we took away, some of them we even had to reduce the percentage. Put all of them together. And when NPT was in power, they were bold to tell us that, look, on many maybe a year do they room two and so if they need the taxes. This is what the NPT said. If you on paying Bahama, Mopoto, go and refer to the State of the Nation address. Mozibaki Yegwa 2013. Now can 2014. Can 2015. Now can 2015. The argument that President Mahama made was that of taxation and a public sector wages. Sika yenya by way of taxation. Your public sector wages in country or 70%. It's in the records of Parliament. Take it. And that the only way was to impose more taxes because your tax now yet you know. Only the year chair abandoned my focal. As someone man paying Bahama catching. If you Yambra electricity tariffs, MPP no opposition. Ye de electricity tariffs no Oruku Ghana for. Man paying Bahama and the NDC paying for. What's am I working there? The cost of producing electricity oil high. It's tariff for nothing. The amount now. There was no way Abanbotu was sustained power supply. Now, let's do another fact check. When MPT came into office, did we renege on that pledge or we fulfilled it? We fulfilled it. And Obi, I want you to do the fact check. Go to PRC website, get all the facts. Check Shemema Gada from there. Oman paying Akufado. Electricity no obe botu no say one finance anka one told that intende baby a wiaze ayedine za NDC je no in Ghana phone electricity but on man paying Akufado household ankora wotua we prepaid when you in excess of 17%. Corporate bulk purchases no when you're up to 30%, is there. So if you better, in terms of the electricity tariff, or your major area, Yenara, Yetriano, Abani and Obatodo. So it is a case there. MPP Ababai, on my tax, and the out tax, Nagana for one. No. Rather, no, MPP Ababai want to two taxes bar, and it's the 2017, 2018. Say, Yerka, and this 4 tax I wouldn't ja. Wabim, at the time I worked, Yabim. Near Kening Nabum, Naya how an electricity tariffs, Yentia. Naya ba levy, which is a major levy I introduced. You will say that if the end is in our Bema, Ghanaians would have been worse off. You know, I just want people to appreciate the fact that yes, things are not all rosy. In the almighty America, one inflation is 7%. Almighty America. In the almighty UK, one inflation is 4%. So there's inflation 0.5, 0.1, 0.2, 1%. And because COVID Obiara and come back. It's yet to be here. But the end the phone, they always want to do propaganda. Let me look, let me be an abandoned to the
But honorable Porto, yes, before there Eboko on Numuno, there is this other question on the minorities' call for a bipartisan committee to probe COVID-19 related expenses. And the argument they put up there, and one other route parliamentarians can use, they can file an urgent question, for example, on a specific expenditure. Minority phone said there, when it came to the Sputnik V vaccine probe, no, they also had that option and go bit more file urgent question to compel the health minister to come and provide answers. But the whole house agreed there we should form a bipartisan committee to look into the procurement. Why not the general expenses related to COVID-19?
On Asempa FM.
Maybe at the risk of being repetitive, and for the sake of our listeners, I would reiterate the earlier point. This is a constitutional issue. The issue that they have raised now, Zawar can say it has to do with the constitution and the functions of the Auditor General. And that is why I hear Kade, all those expenditures, and some are worthy now, they have already been captured in the audit report. So the best place to do the interrogation is the Public Account Committee platform. Simple as that, which is still a bipartisan committee headed by the minority. Why don't they want to do that? Their deputy minority leader is a chair of the Public Account Committee. Yes. So that should tell you that they are only trying to do politics. If they seriously want to look into this, they should wait for the hearing at the Public Account Committee.
Now, since here, what's the challenge? First Deputy Speaker, any decision to reject the motion? No, what then?
Well,
you could see saying on
as an MP, if you have an issue with the ruling of a speaker, you know what to do. I can't stop them. As for that one, I can't stop them. But when they come, we would all debate it. Because you don't challenge the ruling of the speaker merely for the optics of it. You must have something of substance. So let's wait and see what they have.
Very well. But at least you can confirm there the Auditor General's work for 2020 has been laid in Parliament.
It's available.
MPs ni nyine hu bia because Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim sounded there na onya where they be them.
You see, I don't like to personalize issues, and when people have really not followed up on a specific matter of public interest, I don't want to go into that. But if you check from the Auditor General's office, you will confirm some of the things that I am putting. 2020 audit report and all that. You know, Auditor General, we are in 2022, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We are in 2022.
Right. So maybe Honorable Ahmed could take the burden up and find out.
But report no so or capture COVID-related expense, because I think that is where
report captures everything.
Everything.
You know, if you go to the ministries, they spend on all manner of items. So an audit will capture everything happening at the ministry or the agency. So if you pick an item and you want to deal with it, you can deal with it.
Very well. Enti Mpocho, for one to see on 11 and ebe kanona yemfa interview in Brevi Mpocho.
All right, Obi Dasipi. So the American then. Ibini 11 yeni anu work kan watching and creating an impression that I want to put a wawa bema. Anka 11 is the one from Bakra. Obi yenim aban say or the 11 or the and maybe. Ekor ye hien
on Asempa FM.
Ghana MPs Waba Parliament, almost 90% of the questions are what filed or questions on roads. Me a chairman of road fund. Sika of a road fund on your Sika also in your you able to get your contractors in Nakao. Abundance is there. Yen take certain steps to be COVID mean be economy is still able to cover and comfortable do a 1 year demand here. So contractor you demand will train a cow 101. Contractor or employ labor or employ mason or employ carpenter or employ technician, engineer. The value chain, road construction, or so huge there. So you pay attention to that sector now. Obiano Botano, honest assurity in our benefit. Then, we can achieve some level of certainty. Contractor worker Jabusia, why you should know that at least within 6 months, within 3 months, you go to an account. But the situation now, there are so many Goro people. Obina also, any number the way you go to minimum penny. One phone number. We've done this in this country for far too long. Contractor why they do me. Oh yeah, or there, or yeah, mob no one until we turn a call. The pressure on the Minister of Roads. Oh, conformity to network. It's a bien kawa in your manzi. It's a bata kawa in your manzi. And I can understand. Abandon is there. Jen share them in the be. Jen focus on that sector. 2, the unemployment situation. Obi me just the week in yati nab kofa won't be on cow. Yen you to do donara. What by MPs one inch, DCs one inch, some of you journalists who are hosting big programs like this. People look up to you for jobs. True or false?
True.
And they expect you not to set them up. They expect you to take them to a government agency. If you come to my office, I have uncountable number of CDs. And I have a lot more on my phone, on WhatsApp. The page one are being that. I'm saying there. Yen Chang Plan on it can budget now. E-levy, part of it is to start a new entrepreneurial drive to be there. Young graduates now, what can abandon Ejumano, one hour per day, young Kwan Fedman, abandon per day, only one to be as a woman. Nasabio, NDC today on pay ya, never has an open. In other words, government should not take any action. So I am saying there.
Yeah, but honorable,
truly. Obi, let me land.
Okay.
Truly. If the NDC means well, put us to the test on this e-levy. After all, Obi, didn't we implement free etiquette? when they said it was not possible, did government impose tax or free SHS levy? Because the means was there. So I'm saying that this government is acting in good faith. You try us and prove us. Give us the opportunity. One can put in certain measures of regular accountability, a transparent system of monitoring, and see whether indeed this government means well or not. But don't condemn it at the very outset, like they did to the free SHS. Because if government really wanted to burden Ghanaians through taxation or imposition of a levy, when we were introducing free SHS, and our Banbakado, let us pay free SHS levy. But we didn't do it. Government introduced free SHS at the time that taxes were being abolished, at the time that certain tax laws were being repealed, at the time that certain taxes, the percentages were being reduced. These are hard facts. Let's face them.
Honorable, my question was there, and I find the bit about use e-levy proceeds, maybe they create jobs for the youth. I find it a bit curious because a follow, at least since the year 2000, Reba, under former President Kufuor, through Mills, Mahama, and now Akufo-Addo, you can count the number of such initiatives governments are launched. It seems our interest really has been in creating such vehicles and throwing money at the problem while the problem actually persists. Because I can talk of NYEP, which is now YEA, Ebeka, yes, less depth, yet NEIP, yes, a lot of these initiatives have been created. Still, the problem of youth unemployment persists. And really creating another vehicle might not necessarily be a solution.
Obi, I agree and disagree with you. I agree with you that we have set up many of such programs. I disagree with you there. We have not really reaped the desired effect. Well, we've struck some successes, but that doesn't mean that we should give up. And again, that should also tell you that the number of youth award graduates through the universities, the polytechnics, and other institutions, the numbers are really high. But to me, my experience, the way to go is to create opportunities in the private sector. Because, Obi, are we therefore saying there, we to fold our arms and allow the public sector to talk? No. I think that if you, the youth of this country, to rather take advantage. Because if you look at this program, the way government intends to roll it out, they are going to work directly with the bank. So at the district level, you have your proposal. They will set up a mentoring program where people who really have a genuine vision, to have a genuine plan to run a business, would get the opportunity. Of course, even big businesses, they abuse opportunities and they fold up. But that doesn't mean that every young man out there would only take their capital and run away. There are some who have used government capital to create good opportunities for themselves. They are in the system. If you go to NEIP, where my good friend John Kumar was, previously headed, if you look at the report of NEIP, you can see quite a lot of people who benefited from NEIP programs, areas of agriculture, manufacturing, supply chain, and are doing well. Perhaps I think some of these guys should come out openly and give out their testimony for people to know what government did has helped. If you go to Europe and other advanced countries, that is how they survive the economy. Obi, let me tell you a story. Somewhere 2017-18, I did a business with a company somewhere in southern Spain. Now, through my interaction, I got to know that the factory was set up some 100 years back. And when this young guy was telling me the story. He said, look, he's the third generation. His grandfather started the company, but it was the Spanish government that gave a loan, a 30-year facility. The papa, Subosom, and on it, and all yet the cafe. So, factory now, all your expansion, or your government, a private sector grant. You will find the Spanish government is our man. So I'm saying that in all areas of economic growth, it takes the government's intervention for the private sector to take off. So government initiative to give funds, capital to the private sector is spot on. It is something that we need because the cost of borrowing at the banks, if you have a business plan on support, you are a starter, a very new business, then you have to start with loan, interest, you may not survive. You may need that space for your first 5 years, for your first 2 years, so that you can plow back. But when you start off with paying interest, which is high, you may not survive. So to me, it is how we take advantage of such opportunities. And then I also agree with you there. People should not see it as a political handout where they will abuse it. Though, Meto Abama MPP, it is a Washemuba, and I mean, it's I believe that is the reason why government is saying that this time it is connecting this and working this through the bank so that the banks would be relating to you, would be getting this thing down so that there will be follow-up and guide you on how to repay. I think that you should give this a chance and see what the outcome will be.
Very well. Honorable, you best say in Komobioma, you're not papa for your time every why?
Yeah, let me show you.
The deputy majority leader in Ghana's parliament, the Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Breaking news, Yensaka says, Yamobakaya. I think somewhere last week, the Trumanim say the neck of UTAG, University Teachers Association of Ghana, had a statement about out say, Omakosia Ajia Tumu say, almost strike action, almost suspended strike action, no, and the word they used temporarily, in the almost suspended a kakra. Now, Omoni Abayako, Aqua negotiate, because that was what the High Court ordered them